All right, boys, it's finally here. We've got our first cup final of the season. So we have to have an expert. We have to have an expert to handle it. Let's get into it. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League and the League Cup this week from some number of friends who support different clubs. My name's James. I support Arsenal. Down below me, that's Sean. He supports Tottenham. Joel is with us tonight. Hello, Joel. He supports Newcastle. And then we've got Brad supporting Graham Potter Inn and Chelsea Football Club. If we're gonna get into this pretty quickly, but if you're new here, if you've just stumbling across us, we would love it if you hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell if you're on YouTube. If you're on one of our podcast sites, hit it with a follow. Leave a 5-star review if your platform allows it. Drop a comment in YouTube so that we can interact with you. Join our Discord. Hit us up on Twitter. All those things. Share this podcast with a friend, and do all those things. Make us very happy. We'd be very, very pleased to grow this podcast with you. Okay, League Cup final Sunday, 11:30, I think it is. So like lunchtime kickoff, essentially. I was a little confused when I was pulling in all of the fixtures for the Premier League. I was like, man, why is there only one game on Sunday? What's going on here? And I was like, oh wait, League Cup. Let me grab that real quick. That's why we invited Joel to come on the podcast tonight. Where is that one? Anyway, so Sunday, 11:30, ESPN if you're in America, I believe. So ESPN Plus probably if you're in America. We've got Newcastle United against Manchester United from Wembley Stadium. It's the Battle of the Uniteds. Is that what we're calling it? What? How are we referring to this?
An old rivalry renewed.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
All right, Joel. So at the outset, how are you feeling about this?
It is coming in waves between extremely excited and proud, and at the same time extremely nervous because it's Man United, and I hate Man United. And to lose first final I've ever watched for Newcastle, to lose against Man U is the most painful way to lose. But it'd be the most amazing way to win. So it's coming in waves. I'm just excited. I get to see my team play in a final. And you said in the intro you need an expert on. I'm definitely not an expert when it comes to finals because I've never watched my team play in one. So, but that's very kind of you to say.
I think I was referring to your expertise just generally, because we're kind of buffoons. I know how to push some buttons on a computer that can record these things, and Brad provides us the high level football acumen this podcast normally has. So
that's what I'm here for.
And so that's why I bring you here, Joel.
I can also recommend highly that as an expert of League Cup finals, I would recommend that you do not fire Eddie Howe in the next couple of days.
Man, that's some great advice there.
I can't see that happening.
I don't recommend it. It does not turn out well in my experience if you fire your first team manager days before the League Cup final.
So what you guys don't know is that Newcastle United and what is Al Nassr? Is that who Ronaldo plays for?
Yeah.
They're about to launch the global Super League, not just the European Super League. So and then Eddie Howe is going to beef with the managers and get himself sacked as he's beefing with the ownership group about it. That's what's going to happen. You guys don't know.
Joe, which one would be more detrimental to your chances of winning this final? Eddie Howe getting sacked or Nick Pope missing the final?
Oh, Eddie Howe. So imagine Steve Bruce leading this team. No, thank you.
We might as well bring Mike Ashley back if we're going to bring Steve Bruce back.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did bring up Nick Pope, Brad. Of course, if you guys have listened all week, we did reference this in our review of the Premier League from last week. But Nick Pope was sent off against Liverpool. Straight red card outside the box. So handball outside the box for a straight red card, excuse me. And so Nick Pope will be suspended for this match, which is kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame.
Wait, so he's suspended from a league game
Yep.
to a League Cup?
Yeah.
It's just a domestic ban.
Domestic
Really?
games.
Okay.
Yeah. And from domestic games.
I could see an argument where we in the future make them competition bound, where like if you get a red card in the FA Cup, you're banned in the FA Cup. If you get a red card in the Premier League, you're only banned in the Premier League. I could see a salient argument for that. I think that's how they do it in Italy. I think that's how they do it in Italy. We'll have to confirm, but I'm pretty sure that's how they do it in Italy.
It just
I mean, the
seems
same group runs them all, essentially, right?
The Premier League is kind of independent.
Kind of, but it still operates within the pyramid.
Certainly.
It's all under the FA umbrella.
Yeah. It's all still FA. So, like, you get a red card in one FA tournament, still a red card in the other FA tournaments. I think is the argument.
I would say this at least. At least the FA have some set of standards that they're working with that can be readily identified and tracked. Because if it were Rob Manfred, commissioner of MLB, if
Adam
it were
Silver.
Roger Goodell, Adam Silver, it might be adjudicated a little bit differently, given that that is the one of the top 3 goalkeepers in England in a final. Maybe we don't want to have one of our stars out for the game like that. It might be that type of feel of like, we'll bend some rules just to keep them in this game.
The hearing would be scheduled for Monday.
Yes, yes, the hearing. Yes, we will. Yeah, we'll appeal that.
There's an appeal, and they'll do the hearing on Monday. Is what they would do.
Has Newcastle appealed, or / will they appeal?
No, because I think they'll appeal. It was a straight red card. There'd be no point in appealing. I think it would get turned down immediately.
I'm fairly certain that if you appeal frivolously, that you can increase the punishment.
Right.
But if you get him for the League Cup final. So, Joe, next question. Which one's more important to you? Winning the Mickey Mouse Trophy or finishing top 4? You could have one.
I'd rather Newcastle. If Newcastle won the cup, I don't care if they finish 17th. Like that, they can lose every game for the rest of the season and win the cup. That's a great. Like, I'll take that.
That would be actually. I want to take his question and make it better. If they appeal frivolously on Friday at 4:59 p.m., would you take Nick Pope for the weekend versus? And with the result being that he is now suspended for 3 games instead of 1, would you take him for the final, knowing that he's going to miss the next 3 games, or would you rather miss him for the final and have him for the league games?
In some fantasy world, if this could happen, which is not going to, because Newcastle is that are not appealing. But if Nick Pope playing in the final means we win the final, then yes, I'd take that.
Well, that's a fantasy world. Do you want Nick Pope for the weekend, knowing you're going to lose him for 3 games, or will you ride with the decision?
Of course, you'd rather Nick Pope for the final, but Bruno's back. But everyone else is pretty much fully fit. So Karius redemption story, who knows?
Yeah, you got Karius. Karius is the backup, so like it's not.
Karius.
Well, Karius is actually 3rd choice. Dubravka is our number 2. But
Dubravka, yeah, that's right.
He was on loan.
He's cup tied to Manchester.
But Dubravka's also got all kinds of. He didn't feature for United at all this season, did he?
He did in the EFL League Cup. He's cup tied.
Okay,
he's cup tied. So
even still, he's trash.
He's cup tied to Manchester United also.
But Karius hasn't played a minute of competitive
football.
That's a fair point. Looking back, since we're playing Fantasy World, looking back on the news from I guess it was like 3 or 4 months ago when Ben Foster was linked to Newcastle. Is this a moment where you're like, man, I really wish we had Ben Foster?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
No, I know Karius will always be remembered for his Champions League final screw up, but he was the goalie that got them to the final.
Yeah,
Let's not forget.
I think he's still a decent goalkeeper. So like, I think that while it is a downgrade, it's not a.
It's not like we'll be going. It's not like we'll be going in there with our youth 16-year-old goalie who's never played. Yeah, so It's not ideal, but it's a final. It's against a massive rival. Who knows what could happen?
What do you make of Manchester United over the last 2 or 3 months?
Annoyingly so good.
Right? It's
Rashford can't stop scoring.
Annoying is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
I think my dream scenario, realistic scenario, is like obviously Rashford pulls a hammy against Barcelona. But no, I'd love if that game could get extra time on Thursday, because they'll only have 2 days to recover. So get them as tired as possible.
120 minutes extra time, some penalties.
Yeah.
Maybe like just heartbreak in the penalties or something like that.
I don't care about the result. Honestly, just time on the legs. Just I don't care if they win or lose. I don't care at all. But
all right.
I'm excited, nervous, all of the above.
So, are we doing this? So, what is everybody's predictions?
We have to do
Joe,
predictions.
Actually, Joe, we'll let you go last because I want to see how big your goal difference is. Sean, what is Newcastle Manchester's score? Sean Stradamus.
Sean Stradamus says it is 2-1 Newcastle.
Ooh.
With the first goal coming from United.
Which United? They're both United.
Yes.
Well, when you say United, you typically mean Manchester.
Oh no, Newcastle United's Twitter's gonna get a hold of this, and they're going to fry you.
Whatever.
At Whiteheart Sean says Newcastle is not the real United.
So when I say United, do you think West Ham?
Depends on the context.
All right.
Probably.
Brad,
get out of here.
Brad, what do you got?
You know what? It's written in the stars for a 2-1. I'm with Sean Stradamus here. 2-1 to the Newcastle.
You cheat.
I had that before. I just asked you first.
I think Manchester United are going to be too much for Newcastle. I think the game ends 3-1. I think Rashford gets a brace.
Wow.
Joel,
Are you just doing that to be contrary?
My head tells me that United are going to win 2 or 3-0. My heart tells me 1-0 Newcastle.
So what are you going with, your heart or your head?
Head all day.
Okay.
No. It's impossible for me to say what I think it's going to be. I don't know.
All right, we're putting you down officially
with the heart.
Probably
with your heart.
No, we're putting you down as a 1-0 Newcastle. 1-0 Newcastle.
Do it.
Okay, you asked me if I'm being contrary. No, I've been saying for months that I think that this Manchester United team is legit.
We had a discussion about it this weekend about you saying, okay, I've got to admit that Rashford is not as bad as I thought. I've got to apologize to Rashford.
Yeah. But even before, your point about that was that they've gotten rid of Ronaldo. So like now
the black hole is gone and he can return. The last season that he did not have Ronaldo on the team, he was like 18, 19 years old and scored 10 plus goals. Which is impressive. It's not, 21. You're not winning a golden boot
21, 22.
Yeah, you're not winning a golden boot with 11, 12, 13 goals, but it's really impressive for a 21, 22-year-old forward. But now that he's progressed and he's grown and he's better, now with the black hole removed, he's at 14 with 12 to play. That's really good.
I mean, honestly, like Manchester United are appreciably better since they got rid of Ronaldo. Since they essentially froze Ronaldo out there, they've started playing significantly better because the football that is played is much better. Because Ronaldo
can actually coach.
Yeah, Ronaldo demands so much of the attention, so much of the ball that it affects the way holistically that they play. But I think this was my point even in October or November when they started, when things started to go right for United. I was like, I don't think we should count them out. I think that this United team is different now. And so you ask me, is this like, am I trying to be contrary about this? I think this United team is good.
They're very good.
I think that Newcastle is also good. And I wouldn't be shocked if Newcastle won it, but I want Newcastle to win it. I actively am rooting for Newcastle. I would prefer Newcastle to win it. But
Man United definitely a stronger team. They have
I think
stronger squad, but just Newcastle this season, you never know. Best defense in the league. I know we haven't got a goalie, but you never know. Who knows?
Let's go. I mean, I'm up the Toon Army. I'm here for it. Like, let's. It would be good. It would be good for Newcastle to win this.
So is there? I do have to ask Joel one quick question.
Mm-hmm.
What is it between your Swiss and Dutch defender that makes them like brothers from another mother? Like they are in synergy, Botman and Shar. They are two people in one mind.
Credit Eddie Howe and the coaching staff.
I was going to say, Eddie Howe is in the middle.
Because that is an iron wall of two people, and they're two different countries, two different cultures, two different everything.
Botman is just a extremely talented young defender. And then Fabian Schär, he was useless at Newcastle under Bruce. Like honestly, I couldn't stand him. So his transformation has been amazing. And the two of them just make a really good partnership at the back. And
wasn't everyone useless under Bruce though?
Like,
isn't that fair?
That's very fair. That's very fair to say.
With maybe not Joe Willock and Alan St. Maxim. Like
he was good, but like, Joe Linton was useless. Schär was useless.
Yeah,
Almiron was useless.
Yeah.
But I think the defending is credit Eddie Howe. I think honestly, but they're just very talented. Botman especially, he's going to be a extremely good defender in a few years. He already is.
Great signing for Newcastle.
Yeah.
All right, I think most people are going to be rooting for Newcastle in this match. So
hope so.
All right, let's turn our attention to the Premier League. So the matches that we have lined up for this week. On Friday, the Premier League kicks off with Fulham Wolves. Saturday morning, we got Everton Villa, Leeds Southampton, Leicester Arsenal, West Ham United Forest, Bournemouth and Manchester City. Palace and Liverpool round out Saturday. And then Sunday, the one Premier League match is the big one. It's Spurs-Chelsea. So the games that we've kind of picked out, we've got a couple relegation implication matches.
I like that.
96 pointers.
Yeah.
97 pointers.
This Leeds-Southampton match is actually huge, with Leeds falling back into the relegation zone. So, like, if we look at the league table just quickly in your head, so, like, Southampton are 20th, Leeds are 19th. Southampton are on 18 points. Leeds are on 19 points.
And Leeds just hired a new manager.
Officially. It's official?
It got done today.
Do we have
his name?
It's Garcia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's who
pending
it's been.
permit, I think is what it is.
Wasn't he just a manager in the Premier League?
I don't know.
Didn't he get sacked by somebody? Anyway.
Watford. You can always guess Watford.
Yes, Watford.
Right.
I can't believe there's work permit issues. Thanks, Brexit. But no. so I say that just because work permits have traditionally always been an issue in England.
Yeah.
But okay, so Leeds Southampton. Who do we like in this match?
Leeds. New manager.
Yeah.
New manager, get up.
American midfield. I'm here for
Americans. Aronson.
Aronson just played a like a warm up match for the U21s and scored quite a nice goal in the U21s.
This is Americans talking about English football, so I think we're all going to say Leeds. Sorry, not sorry.
I mean, I think ideally, I would like to see Leeds ultimately survive. I know, Sean, you're a little bit concerned about their ability to survive.
It's getting tough, but it still is Leeds United States of America.
Yep, exactly. So, I think it's at Ellen Road. I think I'm leaning towards a Leeds victory in this match. So, and especially with Manchester City playing Bournemouth, like this is a situation where you would expect Bournemouth to drop points, right? And then you've got West Ham playing Forest, like those are teams that are in and around themselves. Everton are playing Villa, so you would kind of expect Villa are in a better moment Perhaps
Yeah,
they're a better team than Everton.
Chelsea are playing Spurs, so yeah, they're going to drop down a little bit.
We actually can't move. Spurs can move down. We can't move down,
Yes,
even
you
if we lose.
Yes, you can.
Aston Villa has to win by 11 goals for us to fall.
They have to have a 11 goal positive margin. That could be including an 8-0 loss to Spurs. If Chelsea lose by 8 goals to Spurs and Villa win 4-0.
Spurs can't move down because Newcastle aren't playing.
True.
True.
Get out of here.
Spurs also have Newcastle also have a game in hand. So they'll have 2 games in hand.
Yeah,
we said that earlier.
Yeah, if you reference our review episode, we didn't mention that.
They have 2 games in hand.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, is Cucurella playing? Just curious if his hair is still there.
His hair is still there, but he probably is not. Apparently his house got robbed too.
But his house got robbed around the same time Sterling's house got robbed. So like months ago, I thought was the story. It was just quiet. It wasn't as advertised.
Loud. Yes.
Advertised is not the right word there, but publicized.
Publicized. There you go.
As advertised. Rob Cucurella's house.
Your house is broken into.
Is Aspilicueta going to play?
He was at training today. Watching.
He was at Coke.
He appears to be fine.
He was watching training from his not red card because it shouldn't be a red card.
We're not relitigating this. Not right now. If you want to hear our argument that the CFO told me was far too long, you can check out our review episode. That's what we had that released on Wednesday. Check out. We had a big conversation about this overhead bicycle kick that Caesar took to the chin. Okay, no, but this is a Chelsea team that are in crisis. Is that a fair assessment of Chelsea?
Oh yeah, 100.
Chelsea's in crisis. Spurs,
that's our existence.
Spurs. How would we characterize Spurs right now? Are they
just normal Spurs?
They just up and down, hot and cold, sinusoidal, like.
But the problem
are Spurs, and
the problem with predicting the Spurs is that the up and down doesn't really work when we play good teams because we always get up for the big games.
Oh, yeah. Is Chelsea a good team? Are you saying Chelsea's a good team? Because that's not what you've been saying.
Traditionally good teams.
Okay.
For the last 20 years, good team.
Got you there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did get me on that one. That's a good retort. But
I don't know. I think the response there is that they're
you have good players. You're just not
players. They just have a trash
you have good players.
This is called. I mean, both teams are in chaos, so this is a chaotic matchup. So I don't think
We're not in chaos. We had a manager remove a gallbladder.
When is he coming back? When is he available?
He did come back, and then he said, "No, I want to stay in Italy."
No. He came back, and then he had to go back for a post-op situation, make sure everything's okay. And they said, "Hey, you probably went back too quick. So next time, after we go in this time, don't go back so fast."
Oh, so they had to go back into surgery.
Yeah, they had to go back in and make sure everything was tidied up correctly.
This is so straight. How do they do gallbladder?
That's how I understood the situation.
Yo, real talk. My understanding of a gallbladder procedure in America is they laparoscopically grab the gallbladder, rip that joker out, and then
stitch you up and say, "Get out of here."
Yeah, the thing is when you go back for a post-op checkup, generally you're not going back into surgery. If you're going back into surgery, to me, that means that they screwed up the first time.
My understanding may be wrong. He went back for post-op, and maybe they told him you shouldn't have returned to work. Yes, you shouldn't have returned to work so quickly because he is so animated and he's doing this and he is animated.
This sounds like Spursy spin for Conte wanted to stay in Italy.
Is that where
Sure.
he got the surgery done? Was in Italy?
No.
It was. Yes, he is in it.
And then,
he is in
and
Italy.
then after the AC Milan game, he just didn't fly home. He just didn't fly back to Spurs. He's like, I want to stay home. Stellini, Mason, you guys got this.
Yeah, we should have invited the CFO to join us tonight. She could have given us some insight on gallbladder removals and how that works.
Stellini is still undefeated as a manager, by the way. 5 games.
What a guy.
Two enter. By the way,
didn't he lose
5 games?
What?
5. Stellini has never lost.
Conte was there at Milan.
Stellini has never lost.
Oh, okay.
There's been 5 games, 2 with Milan, 3 with Tottenham, and 2 of those games have been because Conte got a red card. That cracked me up. It was 1 for Milan, 1 for Tottenham.
Oh shoot! Did Tottenham find their Conte replacement?
No, because he's going to stick with Conte when Conte gets sacked.
I know, but we've all been talking. Oh, he's going to leave with Conte.
Pep Guardiola, yeah. It's Pep
Guardiola.
Draft. I forgot. I drafted him.
Yeah, he's packing his bag because it's a really long trip to London from Manchester. It's a super difficult trip. All right, so Brad, are you confident that? So okay, I wanted to ask this question. I'm fairly certain during Frank Lampard's tenure as Chelsea manager, first team coach, he was under fire, and then he got a big result against Tottenham, right? And that engendered a lot of support for him with the fans and with the club. Can Graham Potter use this as a springboard for the rest of the season?
Yeah, of course.
Will he use this as a springboard for the rest of the season?
Oh no. I don't know when Chelsea's going to show up. I'm assuming it's like our actual starting 11. Conte's back in training. Conte would probably be the only one missing from our starting 11.
He's certainly not playing. He just
but he's training. Yes, which is awesome. So Enzo and Kovacic, I guess, is your pivot. Havertz is still up front, so who knows? But Mudryk starts, Sterling starts, João starts. Like
no Havertz.
Havertz up top. I said Havertz up top.
So where's João Felix playing?
João plays as your second striker /10. Mount is probably on the bench, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm just curious because I don't remember. Did Potter play a double pivot at Brighton?
Potter's played a lot of things.
It seems like he fluctuates. He doesn't have a style that he uses.
Right.
I'm sure I'm sure he has a preference. I'm sure there's a formula.
I'm sure there is a
formation
preference.
that he is like, this is what I think is most ideal to get.
So double pivot's what you're used to, but I don't know if Potter will play it when it's available. Because most teams play one.
Right. I think a 4-3-3 is probably where he wants to be. But 4-2-3-1 is a 4-3-3. So, but with 2 8s and a 6, I think.
Yeah, with 2 8s. Yeah.
Well, when you're talking about a double pivot, you're talking about 2 6s.
Right. But that's what we're playing now.
Oh, okay.
I think 4-3-3 is where he wants to go with 2 8s.
With 6 pivots. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the way to do it personally. Maybe invert one of your fullbacks, and you've got midfield coverage to play next to your 6. I think we could get into that, but okay. So who's going to win this match, Joel? Who's going to win this match?
Is it Spurs or is it Stamford Bridge?
It's at White Hart.
It's at White Hart. It's at
Spurs.
What used to be White Hart Lane, I am sad to say, when it was announced, we are at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is sad to hear.
Is it no? Do they not have a name for it?
No sponsor, no swag, no history, nothing.
Wow, how long has the stadium been open?
Just
3 years.
I believe it was 19.
How do you guys not have a sponsor for the stadium yet?
Or a name? Just call it White Hart. If you're not going to name it.
I mean, West Ham's still the London Stadium.
I like that.
Yeah.
I wish we were.
Yeah, but that's cool.
I wish we referred to the Emirates as Ashburton Grove, but
anyway, I think Spurs will win this one. Chelsea can't score.
I'm kind of leaning that way too. I think that Spurs at home are a different beast, and I think that Spurs are more stable in a sense. Harry Kane, I think, is primed to have a good match.
He's got to catch.
I think it's about
He's got to
2-0.
catch Erling.
I think it's about 2-0 for Spurs in my read of this match.
He's got some making up. He's got some ground to make up on Holland.
Don't we all? Don't we all? Okay. I think that's all we really definitely wanted to cover tonight. Of course, like I said, there's other really good, interesting matches this week. We don't want to spend too much time on everything. But definitely let us know what games you'll be watching. Let us know what you think is going to happen in the League Cup final. That should be a good one. 11:30 on Sunday. Joel is ready, as ready as one could ever be. I remember that feeling. Arsenal in their first FA Cup final in 2014, in a couple of years, like that was the first final that I got to watch Arsenal in. I mean, outside the Champions League final in 2006 when I had just started following them, so I didn't really understand at that time. But 14, like that, I remember that apprehension, like leading up to it. It's palpable. But I hope they do it. But let us know in the comments what you'll be watching this weekend. We'd love to hear from you. If you are still new and you haven't subscribed yet, please, we would really appreciate a subscription on YouTube, sub notification bell, so you're always alerted to new episodes. 5-star on the podcast site. Hit it with a follow. Hit us up on Twitter at KSBradG, at Whiteheart_Sean, at Joel Findley16, and I am at James Tiffany. Collectively, we are at RedCard_Radio. Check back next week because we'll have a full slate of episodes, and can't wait to see from him. Joel, as always, we love having you. Thanks for joining us again.
Yeah.
We'll have to do it again in a couple weeks.
Maybe. We'll see how Sunday goes.
If he ever wants to talk to us again, he might just leave the group chat.
All right. Well, we will see you guys soon. Have a good one.